Oh, hey, sorry. Just reading Solo Exchange Diary. Hey, what's up? Can I help you look for anything? You want all the shonen you could possibly find. Is there anything you've already read yet, or... So you've read and watched My Hero, you're interested in My Hero merch, but for manga and anime you want anything but. Okay, I can start you off with a couple recommendations. Alright, first you want to look at Black Torch. It's just finished its run a little while ago. It only has 5 volumes, but it's really enjoyable. I love the cover art for it. It's so nice. Look at that. I'll read you the back of it. Jiro Azuma is descended from a long line of ninja, and he can talk to animals. One day he rescues a unique black cat named Rago, a supernatural being, and is dragged into a mystical war. It's really good. It's more or less your typical shonen fare, but a little bit more mature. And the action is insane. I love the covers. Show you. We have all 5 volumes in right now. If you are interested, show you volume 2. Volume 3 has one of my favorite characters on it. Volume 4. And Tear. The final volume, volume 5. Is that something you'd be interested in? You want all the all the shonen you could possibly get. Okay. Have you read or watched Fairy Tail? You have? Okay. So, Fairy Tail's author, Hiramashima, has also made a new series called Even Zero, which is insane. One of the best shonen I've ever read. I'm dying for the next volume. So the second we get it, second it comes out, we will have it. At Granville Kingdom, an abandoned amusement park, Shiki has lived his entire life among machines. But one day, Rebecca and her cat companion named Happy appear at the park's front gates. Little do these newcomers know that this is Shiki's first human contact. It's similar to Fairy Tail to an extent. Rebecca is the Lucy clone that you see. She's a weird mix between a adventurer, like from an adventurers guild, like in Fairy Tail, and a YouTuber, where she's called a B-cuber, where she makes 3-dimensional videos that inspire her to go out and adventure more. And it's... Personally, I think the B-cuber plotlines are the weakest part of the manga, but aside from that, it's just incredible. We do have all 6 current volumes. Try not to drop them, could you imagine? Oh, I'd never live it down. So volume 2 has a lot of other characters on it. You can see one of my favorite characters, Wise, on there, or Professor Wise. Volume 3, as it goes on, I find they focus more and more on the space adventure version of it, or plot lines. I think in one of the afterwards, Hiramashima talks about how he thought sci-fi was like only space adventures. So he really wanted to make like Fairy Tail but a space adventure, and it's incredible. Each new world has different areas to explore, different gags, new characters. There are a lot of people complain there is a lot of overlap in character design with Fairy Tail, but there's a lot of really unique and new characters. But this manga is to die for. So you want me to put that up? Okay, you want all the shonen. I get it. I'm sorry. We'll move on. Pack these all up to the end once you get a chance to see some more. Alright, what do we have next? Platinum End. You read Death Note? It's by the same person. It's by the same people. How do I explain Platinum End? I will read the back to you. From the creators of Death Note. As his classmates celebrate their middle school graduation, troubled Mirai is faced with darkness. But his battle is just beginning when he receives salvation in the form of an angel. He is pitted against 12 other chosen humans in a battle in which the winner becomes the next god, which is crazy high stakes. I love the cover arts. They're so sparkly. I remember when I first started reading this, it was because I saw them in store, and I just looked at volume 1 and just turned into like a 6-year-old. I looked at it and I was like, sparkles! I need it. But it's amazing. We have up to volume 10 in right now. It really, similar to Death Note, how it explores the power that can corrupt people. Platinum End really goes into the different sins that people with godlike powers or angel-like powers will commit. So they have wings that can fly practically the speed of light, and arrows that can either instantly kill or make somebody fall in love with you for 24 hours or whatever. And it's really interesting to see which god candidates are worthy of becoming god and which ones just want the power. So we do have 10 volumes of that. Again, these album arts, these cover arts, oh my lord, neither of those were right. These, I guess cover art would have been right. These cover arts are just insane. They blow me away. So this is our new hot shelf. We can move on to, I'm sure you've heard about it. We do not have any of the manga in stock, but we do have the first 3 Blu-rays for Black Clover. They do come with a Funimation digital copy, so you get them subbed and dubbed. Black Clover is really good. You've heard about it, so you don't need me to explain it. It's really good. I understand why some people don't like the intro, similar to like Eden Zero, where it just starts off a little bit slow, but quickly ramps up. Asta is on the first Blu-ray. His rival Yuno is on the second one. And the worst character in the show is on the third one. But we're gonna ignore Noelle. You don't care about Noelle. Who cares about Noelle? Alright. Next, I'll get to fanboy about this little. You have D. Gray Man. If you read or watched D. Gray Man. I've never read it, I've only watched it. I haven't. Oh my lord. You haven't heard of D. Gray Man? Have you heard of Jesus? D. Gray Man is one of the best shonen I have ever seen. Unfortunately, its production has been littered with problems throughout the years, but it's still an amazing show that you should give a chance to. More or less, Alan Walker, the main guy, who is voiced in English by Todd Haberkorn, is an exorcist and must kill demons called Akuma that take the form of other humans to eradicate the human race. And it's really interesting. There's a band of bad guys that occupy a sort of gray area that you need to uncover throughout the story, and there's a lot of religious themes in it. It's really interesting. It's definitely worth a watch. Now, this manga got an anime adaptation a couple seasons ago, so we've been sold out for a while, but we did just restock on volume 1 of Dr. Stone, which is really enjoyable. Personally, I think Dr. Stone starts off really slow. Volume 1 is good, and the first couple episodes of the anime are fine, but it like super ramps up. It went from being a somewhat mediocre show or manga that I was going to pass on to it being like one of my favorite shows of the season. It's insane. It is sort of a battle shonen. It's definitely not revolutionizing the genre, but it takes a more scientific approach. You get to see basically everybody gets frozen in time for thousands of years and wakes up in a wilderness world that they do not know how to live in and survive through. So Senku, the protagonist, who won Protagonist of the Year at the Crunchyroll Anime Awards, is a super genius who has plot armor and knows practically everything there is to know. And he will build a new scientific society so that he can go to space, because that's his one and true dream. So we just got Volume 1 back. Who knows how long we're going to have it for. So do you want me to add that to your pile? You do. I just got to check, because you keep saying you want all the shonen, but like, dude, there's a lot of shonen. Also, these, haven't sold any of these in a while, to be perfectly honest. But now that Netflix has it, the demand has gone somewhat down, but somewhat up, because people really want the original dub of Evangelion. And we have all of them in today. And the rebuild films, if you want to watch those as well, with the old ADV dub. But it also has Japanese subtitles, or English subtitles for the Japanese audio, if you're interested in that. Already seen Ava? Go watch it again. Who watches Ava once? That's my question. So you've seen Fairy Tail, correct? Yeah. Okay. Have you read any of the spin-off manga? Or I should call them side stories. There is, today, Fairy Tail Ice Trials, which follows Gray and how he met Gildarts and eventually joined Fairy Tail. And the one I can never pronounce, which is a side story that, it's two side stories following Gajiel that I love. One of them follows Gajiel and he meets up with his long-lost brother, and one of them follows Gajiel in the point of his life after Fairy Tail is disbanded, where he joins the Magic Council Custody Enforcement Unit, and he teams up with Cobra, of all people, to take down a bunch of human traffickers. And it's one of the better Fairy Tail stories. I love Fairy Tail, and I would die for a whole series of Gajiel and Cobra as like a buddy cop duo sort of thing. Alright. What are we going to look at next? I think a perfect way to move forward is with another Hiro Mashima shonen. I know he gets around. We don't have any Rave Master in. I would love to have some Rave Master in stock, but we don't. But we do have Monster Soul, which was written before Fairy Tail came out. And there was a cool afterthought of, I can't remember her name, of one member of the Black Heirs. The Mummy one, is her name Mummy? Her name might just be Mummy. That she was sort of the prototype for Urza's character. And it's just an enjoyable read. It's not a long-running shonen, so if you just want to pick something up and go through it and just have fun with it, it's perfect for that. You can get into the world without needing to study it, per se. You don't need to know where Hargion is in proximity to Magnolia. And unlike Fairy Tail, there isn't 300 characters you need to pay attention to. Like if you see Macau off in the distance, you don't need to remember everything about Macau. No offense, Macau, but you're a low-key and irrelevant character. Alright. So next, the show is currently airing right now. We have Season 1 of Radiant, which is a French shonen by Tony Volant, which is incredible. Like, I don't know if it's because of the different culture that makes it more refreshing than most shonen. Although, I mean, I love shonen. I'm with you on this. Like, I want all the shonen. But Radiant it's something very different. Radiance, it leans how shonen and fantasy have that sort of gray area. It leans more towards the fantasy side of it instead of like power scaling shonen. Although that is still an aspect to it. But we do have both parts of Season 1. I love the art for Season 2. Or Season 1 Part 2, I should say, sorry. It's incredible. The Rumbletown arc is really good. There's a character in it named Hamlin, who's incredible. And if you are interested in it, we also have the collector's edition, which just came out earlier this month. We do have a volume of the manga. We have volume 3, the only one left, which, I mean, if you want all the shonen, you get volume 3. I don't know, I'd say it's probably somewhere around episode 9-ish. Like, it's during the Rumbletown arc. Alright. I'm sure, have you seen Cowboy Bebop? You have? Good, because I skipped it. I didn't pull Cowboy Bebop out, or the movie. But, similar to Cowboy Bebop, a lot of people, think of like My Hero versus Black Clover. Now, they're very similar, but they do very different things. And the fan bases don't want to argue over which one's better. Cowboy Bebop's equivalent to that rivalry would be Trigun. And don't let anyone ever tell you that Cowboy Bebop is better than Trigun. I mean, they might have deluded themselves into thinking that, but Trigun's way better. Trigun is... It's a more futuristic show, which is weird comparing it to Cowboy Bebop, which is literally in space. But Trigun is... Imagine the world of Cowboy Bebop if it... This is a horrible, horrible comparison. Trigun, more or less, is a sci-fi about desperation and how unlucky yet persistent the human race is. It follows Vash the Stampede, who is this super duper happy, cheerful guy who just gets screwed in every possible angle. And there's $10 billion double dollar bounty on his head because everywhere he goes gets obliterated, even though it's not his fault. And it's really good. It's like a comedy action. It's very entertaining. Are you interested in that? Okay, I'm sorry. You want all the shonen. I understand. Okay, we charge 5 cents a bag. Is that okay? Or could buy a tote bag. The world needs more Canada. Which, I mean, it does, let's be real. So do you want the tote bag? Alright. We're not going to be able to fit everything in here, so we might have to go an extra bag as well. But definitely do it up for you. Alright. You also wanted to look at figures, correct? You did? Alright. For My Hero merch, we don't have too much right now. We have the Funko vinyl set of Deku and All Might, which the co-owner of this store hates. She's been wanting to get rid of these for a while. I love them. They're super dope. They're really nice. They're cute. They're not as boxy and rigid as the pop figures tend to be. Like with our display Gajeel, for example. I think the Gajeel one's really good. But just like more or less every pop figure looks the same. There are exceptions, obviously, like the Patrick pop figure. But the vinyl figures are a really nice change. And the only other My Hero figure we have is the Dobby one, which is a Band Presto figure, and it's really dope. We have a display one if you want to look at it. Alright, this is the display one. I really love this figure. It's a really good figure for the price. It's about $30. It's nothing insane. Alright, that's pretty much everything we have. Are you interested in either of those? So you do, like, you're serious, you want all the shonen. Okay, just give me a second. Alright, total comes to $387.38. Is that cash or it's cash? Alright. These are okay. So that's a lot of hundreds. Your change is $6,842.05. You want me to keep? Alright. Thank you. That's very generous. Definitely doesn't make me think that you just robbed a bank. Alright. Well, thank you very much for your business. I hope you have a wonderful day.